Hello, welcome to Tennessee's At Home Learning Series for Math. Today's lesson is for all our second graders out there, though all children are welcome to tune in. This lesson is the 15th in our series. My name is Miss Spain, and I'm a second grade teacher in Tennessee schools. I'm so excited to be your teacher for this lesson. Welcome to my virtual classroom. If you didn't see our previous lesson, you can find it on the Tennessee Department of Education's website at www.tn.gov/education. You can still tune in to today's lesson if you haven't seen any of our others, but it might be more fun if you first go back and watch our other lessons, since we'll be talking about things we've learned previously. Today, we will be learning about using a number line to subtract measurements of length. Before we get started, to participate fully in our lesson, you will need a paper and a pencil and a surface to write on. Okay, let's begin. Today, we're going to be learning about subtraction using a number line. But first, let's think back to our last lesson for a moment. Remember my friend Amelia? Yes, that's right. She lives in a city and loves to go for walks in the mornings. She likes to keep track of how many city blocks she walks. To warm up, let's visit with Amelia again and solve an addition problem using a number line. Amelia is still walking today, but this time she's also going shopping. Here's the problem. Let's read it together. Today, Amelia walked 9 blocks to the grocery store and then walked 9 more blocks to the hardware store. By the time she got to the hardware store, how many total blocks had she walked? So let's go back to our problem and make sure that we understand. Remember, we're making sense of the problem. So today, Amelia walked 9 blocks to the grocery store and then walked 9 more blocks to the hardware store. By the time she got to the hardware store, how many total blocks had she walked? That's what we're trying to figure out. How many total blocks did Amelia walk? So go ahead and draw a number line on your paper so we can get started. Remember, we start with a horizontal line, a line that kind of looks like the top of a ruler or a yardstick. Now, what was it that we add to the end of the line? That's right, arrowheads. What do these arrowheads remind us of? Very good. These arrowheads remind us that we can move to the right or left on a number line. I will give you a few seconds to draw this line with the arrowheads on your paper. Next, we added some numbers to our number line by drawing 8 hash marks as evenly spaced as we could, and then we will label these hash marks with numbers counting by 5s. Let's go ahead and get started. Remember, 0 goes on the far left, and then the first hash mark is 5. So here's my 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Now, we started with the 0 and then we counted by 5s up to 40. Did you do this like I did? Excellent. Can you tell me what we need to add next? Very good. We need to add 4 hash marks as evenly spaced as we can between our numbers, so we have 5 spaces between each number. You do that to your number line as I do it as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Great job, boys and girls. Does your number line look like mine? Awesome. Now to solving the problem. We know Amelia walked 9 blocks to the grocery store, so we will draw a line over our number line, and we will draw a line to represent the 9 blocks she walked to the grocery store. I'm going to stop here because this shows us that she did 9 blocks to the grocery store. Do you remember why the line stops between the 5 and 10? That's right. It stops between the 5 and 10 because that's where 9 is. 9 is 4 spaces past 5, or 1 space before 10. And then I'm going to shade this in and write my 9. So that is where we're starting off. She walked 9 to the grocery store. So we drew a line that points to the right to represent the blocks Amelia walked. Now, let's keep going. And are we going to go to the right or left? Very good. We're going to go to the right. We move to the right of the number line to show we're adding. How many blocks did she walk to the hardware store? Very good. She walked 9 blocks. You went back to the text and found your answer. So now we're going to move right on the number line to show we are adding these blocks to the first 9 blocks. I wonder what it would mean if we moved to the left on the number line. Well, we'll come back to that in just a bit. Let's count our spaces. 9 for the 9 more blocks she walked. Starting at 9, I want you to count with me 1 through 9 and then draw a dotted line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So she went 9 more blocks and stopped here. And I'm going to label it. Very good, boys and girls. Now, our sum or total are the blocks that Amelia walked to the grocery and hardware store. What would that total be? Yes, you're so smart. Amelia walked a total of 18 city blocks to the grocery and hardware store. Because we know that we have these spaces between to represent 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Very good. Now, let's write our equation for the problem. Do you remember how we connect our equation to the model? Very good. We first write down 9 because Amelia walked 9 blocks to the grocery store. And then we added 9 more blocks because she walked that many to the hardware store. So we added 9 at first because she walked to the grocery store. And then we added 9 more blocks because she went to the hardware store. Excellent job. So 9 blocks plus 9 blocks is 18. And that tells us the total blocks Amelia walked. Excellent job. Give yourselves a big pat on the back. You did so well reviewing addition using a number line. Thank you for working so hard. I'm excited today to talk to you about subtracting using a number line. If we move to the right when we're adding using a number line, what do you think we would do to subtract on a number line? What? You remember me asking earlier? I wonder what would happen if we moved to the left on the number line? Wow, you figured it out. To subtract on a number line, you count moving to the left instead of moving to the right. Let's practice counting to the left or backwards on our number line. First, we need to draw a brand new number line. To start out, you need to make a straight horizontal line and make sure that you have an arrowheads at the end of the line. I will give you a few seconds to draw this line with the arrowheads on your paper. Good job. Next, we need to add some numbers to our number line. I like to draw 5 hash marks on this one, as evenly spaced as I can, but I won't spend a lot of time trying to get them perfect. You don't have to either. Just do your best. Now draw the hash marks, please. I have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, and I'm going to stop at 25. Now, We'll label our numbers by skip counting by fives. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now, is this what your number line looks like? Way to go. Now, add 4 hash marks as evenly spaced as you can between our numbers. So we have 5 spaces between each number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Excellent job. Now, does your number line look like mine? I knew it would. First, I want you to watch me do a few, and then we will do some together. Okay, I will start at the number 20. And then I'm going to count to the left 10 spaces. This would be like I'm subtracting using my number line since I'm counting to the left. Now our starting point is 20. Let's count left 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What number did I land on? 10, right again. I counted down 10 spaces to the number 10. Now I have written the number 10 below the line. Now I know I already have the number 10 on top, but I wrote the number 10 on the bottom just to help me remember what I did. Now I'm going to use the same number line and do one more. This time I'll start at the number 25. And I'm going to count to the left 8 spaces. Again, this would be like I'm subtracting using my number line since I'm counting to the left. Now starting at 25, I'm going to count back 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent job, boys and girls. What number did I land on? You're correct. I landed on 17. I counted down 8 spaces to the number 17, and that's why I've written 17 under the hash line. Now this time we'll start at the number 15, and then I'm going to count to the left 10 spaces. Counting to the left would just be like we are subtracting on our number line. Now, I'm going to start at 15, and I'm going to count down 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what number did I land on? Great job. I landed on the number 5. I counted down 10 spaces to the number 5. This was just like I was subtracting 10 from 15 to get to 5, wasn't it? And that's why I've written the number 5 under the hash line to help me keep track. Okay, I'm going to use the same number line to do one more. This time I will start at 22. Let's find 22 on our number line. It will be between 20 and 25. Why will it be between 20 and 25? Correct. It is between 20 and 25 because it is 2 spaces past 20. Did you find 22 on your number line? Great job. I found it on mine as well. Let's count to the left 6 spaces, starting at 22. I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great job, boys and girls. And what number did I land on? Exactly. I landed on 16. Now make sure that you've written the number 16 under the hash line. Did you notice how when we counted down from 22 to 16, it was like we were subtracting 6 from 22 to get 16? Awesome job. I knew you would catch that. You've done a great job practicing counting down on our number line. Let's look at our first subtraction problem together. Are you ready? Amanda buys 17 feet of rope. She cuts off 8 feet to make a jump rope. How many feet of rope does she have left? Okay, boys and girls, once again, let's make sense of our problem. Amanda buys 17 feet of rope. She cuts off 8 feet. These are key words to make a jump rope. We are solving how many feet of rope does she have left. Once again, we'll use a number line to help us figure this out. First, go ahead and draw a horizontal line. And make sure that you add your arrowheads at the end. Remember, these arrowheads remind me that I can move to the right or left on my number line. I will give you a few seconds to draw this line with your arrowheads on your paper. Next, I'm going to draw 5 hash marks as evenly spaced as I can. Now you draw the hash marks as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I need to label my hash marks. You can label yours at the same time. Remember, we're going to count by fives. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Very good, boys and girls. Now, what do we need to add as evenly spaced as we can between our numbers so that we have 5 spaces between each number? Very good. We need to add 4 hash marks. Let's do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Good job. Does yours look like mine? Now, let's solve our subtraction problem. Now, we know Amanda bought 17 feet of rope. So let's draw a line over our number line to represent the 17 feet of rope she bought. So I'm going to stop right here because I know that 17 is 2 spaces past 15. Now, let's see. I'm going to shade in this to show that it's been covered. Now we know Amanda cut off 8 feet of rope for the jump rope. Let's draw a line to represent that. Here's where subtracting on a number line is a little different from adding on a number line. If we draw a line to represent the part of the rope Amanda cut off, it will point to the left to represent taking away or subtracting from the rope. Okay, so how many feet did Amanda cut off? Very good. She cut off 8 feet. Now count with me 8 spaces to the left on the number line starting at 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I counting correctly? No. Remember, this is 17 and this one's 16. Make sure you do not cover it up when you shade in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is where we landed. So what I did was I went from here to here. We went to the left because we're subtracting. And I landed on the number 9. Now I can count from the first dotted line back to the second dotted line. And that shows me 9 spaces. And it helps me to get the answer to my subtraction problem. So what is it called when we get the answer to a subtraction problem? Correct, you're so good. The answer to a subtraction problem is called the difference. So I can count from the first line right here back to the second line, and I get my answer. I get my difference. So I started at 17, and I went back 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, and 9. So how much rope does Amanda have left? Excellent, you're so smart. That's right. Amanda has 9 feet of rope left after cutting off 8 feet. Now let's write our equation for the problem. We started at 17. Very good. And we took away, yes, 8. And what did we end up on? 9. Very good, boys and girls. I first wrote 17 because Amanda bought 17 feet of rope. Then I subtracted 8 because she cut off 8 feet of rope. This shows the feet that Amanda cut off. 17 minus 8 leaves us with, yes, 9 feet of rope. You are doing a fantastic job. Now, let's move on to our next problem. Now, remember, when we're subtracting, we're always going back to the left. Very good, boys and girls. You are so smart. Now, it's time for you to really shine and show that you've learned what you've learned as we practice a few more problems, okay? Here we go. I want you to read this problem with me. Are you ready? Okay. Emilio buys 25 feet of board. He uses 12 feet of board to build his little sister a sandbox. How many feet of board does Amelia have left over? What do we need to do first? You're absolutely right. We need to draw our number line. So go ahead and draw a horizontal line. And do not forget your arrows. Now we will place 5 hash marks and label them counting by 5s. We'll first start here. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Does yours look like mine? Great job. Now we need to add the 4 hash marks in between, creating 5 spaces. Let's do that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and we'll stop there. Great job. How does your number line look? Awesome. You all are doing amazing. So how many feet of board did Emilio buy? Let's look at our problem again. So he bought 25 feet of board. Now, what do we do with that information? Right, that's our first line we draw over our number line. He bought 25 feet of board. So I'm going to draw a dotted line here to show how much he bought. Now, how many feet of board did Emilio use to build a sandbox for his little sister? That's right. He used 12 feet of board to build his little sister a sandbox. And we're trying to find out how many feet of board he has left over. Now, what do I need to do next? Very good. I need to draw our second line above the number line to represent the 12 feet of board that Emilio used. Which direction will this line point? Excellent. It will point to the left, showing we are subtracting. So I want you to count with me down our number line to the left of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I will label that here. I'm going to put a dotted line because he went back, how many? 12. Very good, 12 inches. But you know what I just noticed? I made a mistake. This is why, boys and girls, you have to be careful and watch what you're doing. If this is 15, this would be 14, and this would be 13. Thank you for catching my mistake. So Emilio had 25 feet of board, and then he uses 12 feet of it to build his sister a sandbox. So we subtracted minus 12. And what number did we land on? 13. Very good. So what does the 13 tell us? Yes, it tells us that that's how many feet he has left on his board. That is the difference. Let's write our equation. 25 minus 12 equals 13. So we know that Emilio bought 25 feet of board. Then he used 12 feet of it to build his sister a sandbox. And now he has 13 feet left. You all are doing an amazing job. Let's do another problem together. Go ahead and read this problem on your own. Okay, here we go. Suzanne has 17 pennies. She gives 12 pennies to her little brother. How many pennies does Suzanne have left? Okay, so let's go back to the text. She has 17 pennies, and then she gives 12 pennies to her little brother. And we're trying to figure out how many pennies does Suzanne have left. Since she's giving 12 of them to her little brother, this tells us that she's subtracting. So how are we going to solve this problem? Very good. We're going to subtract the pennies Suzanne gave to her little brother. Start with your number line. Like before, draw a horizontal line with 2 arrowheads. Do not forget to label your 5 hash marks. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now, does your number line look like mine so far? Very good, boys and girls. You have your arrowheads? Awesome. Did you skip count by 5 to label the numbers above? Wonderful. And now we need to add the 4 smaller hash marks between the numbers. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Now, are we ready to solve? Awesome. As usual, you're doing a great job with your number line. So what do we need to do first? Right, you said we need to draw a line over the number line to represent the number of pennies Suzanne started with. So let's do that now. How many pennies did Suzanne start with? You're right, 17 pennies. Way to go back to the text. Let's draw our line. I'm going to stop right here and draw a dotted line to show that's how many pennies she had at the beginning. And I'm going to write 17. Very good. Now, what do we need to do next? You're right. We need to draw a second line to represent the penny Suzanne gave to her little brother. Let's do that now. But how many pennies are we going to subtract? You're right, 12. Good job going back to the text. I'm going to start at 17 because that's how many she began with, and I'm going to subtract 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm going to draw my dotted line here. And I'm going to write this underneath to show that that's what I subtracted. So let me see your number lines. Can you hold them up for me? Great job. I saw some good work out there on your number lines. I saw how you drew the second hand and moved it to the left to show that you were subtracting. And how many did we subtract? Very good, boys and girls. We subtracted 12. I saw how your second dotted line ended up on the 5. Now tell me why that is. Great job. You're rocking and rolling today. Right. 5 is where we end up on the number line after counting and subtracting the 12 pennies Suzanne gave her little brother. This means how many pennies does she have left? Boom, you got it. She has 5 pennies left after she gave her brother 12. Now, will you write your equation that matches our model for me, please? Great. Did you write 17 minus 12 equals 5? You all are so smart. Why did you write 17 first? Yes, because she started with 17 and then she subtracted 12. Way to go. The 5 shows us how many are left over. I am so proud of you. You're working so hard. Now, I want you to know that you have done an awesome job working with me today. Pat yourself on the back right now. Great job. And say, way to go, me. After the video, you will have some problems to practice on your own. You can find the student practice for this lesson posted on our website at www.tn.gov/education. So have fun and do your best. Thank you so much, boys and girls. I enjoyed subtracting using a number line with you today. Thank you for inviting me into your home. I look forward to seeing you in our next lesson in Tennessee's At Home Learning Series. Bye.